Today's story is about this lady called Lorraine Hansberry. Now, imagine spending months writing something you believe in, only to be told again and again that no one will ever care about it. In 1957, a young writer stood in a small apartment in New York, staring at the pages of a play she had poured her heart into. Producers had already dismissed it. They told her something that cut deeply. No one would pay to watch a black family dream. Those words echoed in her mind. So she did something dramatic. She walked to the fireplace and pushed the manuscripts into the flames. What happened next would change American theater forever. Because those pages, almost destroyed, would soon become one of the most powerful plays ever written. And the young woman who nearly burned her dreams was named Lorraine Hansberry. In a tiny Greenwich Village apartment, Lorraine Hansberry was struggling with doubts. She had written a play about an ordinary working class black family living in Chicago. The story wasn't about celebrities, it wasn't about fantasy. It was about something simple and deeply human, a family chasing a better life. In the play, the younger family received a 10,000 life insurance check after the death of their father. Suddenly, they face a life changing question: what should we do with the money? Buy a house, start a business, invest in their future, or risk by losing everything? The story was inspired by a powerful poem called Harlem, Dream Deferred, written by Langston Hughes. The poem asks a haunting question: what happens to a dream deferred? Hansberry believed this question represented struggling of millions of people. But Broadway didn't see it that way. When Hansberry tried to get the play produced, the response was brutal. Producers told her the story was too specific to black life. They insisted white audiences wouldn't relate to it. Some simply said the story would never sell tickets. Still, Hansberry refused to give up completely. So, for 18 months, the play struggled to find support. The journey was exhausting. 147 invested had to be convinced. More than 80 private readings were held, and theater owners kept refusing to stage it. Over and over, the answer was same: no. It's no wonder that night, exhausted and discouraged, Hansberry tried to destroy the script. But someone quietly saved it. Her husband, Robert Nemiroff, pulled the pages from the fireplace before the flame could reach them. He didn't lecture her. He didn't argue. A few days later, he simply placed the pages back on her desk. When Hansberry saw them again, she sat down and started writing. The play was finally ready. Its title came directly from Langston Hughes' poem. It was called A Raisin in the Sun. After months of struggle, the production finally made its way to Broadway. On March 11, 1959, the play opened at the historic Ethel Barrymore Theatre. The cast was incredible. Sidney Poitier played Walter Lee Younger. Ruby Dee played Ruth. Claudia McNeil played Lena Younger. Diana Sands played Benetta. And directing the play was Lloyd Riches, the first black director to stage a Broadway play in the modern era. No one knew what would happen when the curtains rose. Would audience connect with the story, or would the critics prove the doubters right? When the final scene ended, something incredible happened. The audience didn't move. For a brief moment, the theater was silent, and suddenly the entire room exploded into applause. People stood to their feet. The standing ovation lasted for minutes, and the actors returned for their curtain call. The audience began shouting something unexpected. Altar, altar. They wanted to see the writer. Sidney Poitier ran off the stage, found Lorraine Hansberry sitting in the audience, and pulled her onto the stage. She stood there in front of the cheering crowd, just 28 years old, and this was the first play she had ever written. Soon after opening, the play achieved something extraordinary. The New York Drama Critics Circle named A Raisin in the Sun the best play of 1959. With that victory, Hansberry made history. She became the youngest playwright ever to win the award, the first black dramatist to receive it, and she beat legendary writers like Tennessee Williams, Eugene O'Neill, Archibald MacLeish. The play went on to run 530 performances on Broadway. It was translated into 35 languages, and in 1961 it became a major film starring the original cast. What Broadway once rejected had now become a global cultural milestone. But Hansberry's story wasn't just fiction. It came from her childhood. Her father, Carl Augustus Hansberry, fought one of the most important housing discrimination cases in American history, Hansberry versus Lee. When Lorraine was just 7 years old, her family moved into a white neighborhood in Chicago. A mob surrounded their home. Someone threw a brick through their window. Her mother reportedly stood guard through the night with a pistol to protect her children. Those memories never left Lorraine Hansberry. Years later, they became the emotional heart of A Raisin in the Sun. Lorraine Hansberry's life was tragically short. She died of pancreatic cancer in 1965 at the age of 34 years old. But her voice never disappeared. Her friend, the legendary singer Nina Simone, later honored her with the song To Be Young, Gifted and Black. Today, A Raisin in the Sun remains one of the most performed plays in American theater. Students read it in a classroom, actors perform it on the stage around the world, and audiences still connect with the youngest family dream. But the most powerful part of the story isn't the awards or the standing ovations or the history it made. It's the moment that almost erased everything. A young writer standing alone in her apartment, staring at pages she believed didn't matter. Pages she almost let burn. Instead, she picked them up and kept writing. And because she did, Lorraine Hansberry proved something unforgettable. Sometimes the story the world tries hardest to silence is the one the world most needs to hear. Thank you for watching. If you like such stories, do subscribe and leave your comments in the comment section. I would like to hear from you. See you in the next video, and bye-bye.